back with another entirely based react, a Throne and Liberty react. It's your boy Best Mother Vision coming in hard. Hopefully you guys don't mind this, but I am playing this quite a bit. I swear to God, this goes out to my video community and my guild even. I love BDO still. I just wish there was someone to PvP in it. But on that same note, this isn't about BDO. This is about Throne and Liberty. I'm a wand staff. I'm level 50. I'm huge. Are you big yet? How big are you? I'm almost 2100 gear score. Oh my God. So we're looking. I have so many questions. I have that I don't always have the answer to. We're gonna look to the GOAT Canon. I'll put the link in the video. We're gonna watch this video. Best classes for Throne and Liberty, PvP and PvE. Let's see.
All right, guys. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my 10 best classes in Throne and Liberty for both PvP and PvE. Before we get started, I quickly want to say to like and subscribe because I'm getting really close to 100k subs. I would really appreciate that, and come follow me on Twitch. I'll be streaming a lot of Throne and Liberty. Now,
I just want to say I subscribed, Canon. I am one of your 100,000 now. Also, I also want to say that it would appear that under the PvP section, my class is somewhere wants. Yeah, okay. I'm the best. Okay, fair.
Let's
Carry
go
on.
over the ground rules a little bit first. When it comes to the PvP ranking list or the best classes list, my personal subjective take, this is based off of large-scale PvP, not small-scale PvP, primarily because large-scale PvP is the, well, primary PvP content in Throne and Liberty. When it comes to the PvE, the ranking list is based off of the dungeons. I quickly want to mention that when it does come to the PvP, a lot of you guys are probably wondering.
So basically, it's like whether or not you can just do the dungeon.
Wondering, hey, is this viable? Is that viable? I don't see my class on the list. Well, chances are when it comes to large scale PvP, yes, the class that you're wondering is viable. There is no such thing as a non-viable class, but there is such thing as a class that is not as effective or efficient as some other classes. For example, if I need a ranged damage dealer, I'm going to want a damage dealer that can deal a lot of damage.
That's me.
I would rather not replace him with like a hybrid damage dealer, hybrid skirmisher, hybrid heal, jack of all trades like class.
Oh wait, no, that's
for
me.
A ranged damage dealing role when it comes to large scale PvP. That's not to say you can't play that jack of all trades role, but this is the reason why most players will tell you this class is better than this. The reality is all classes are viable. However, there are clearly some classes that outperform others, and we're going to be going over them in this video. Let's begin. From the time of this video, there are 2 weapon combinations or classes that top them all.
Did he just grab that guy? Like what am I tripping? Like what is he? Did he just was that a grapple?
Over them in this video.
There's no grapple, right? Oh, I mean there is a chain. There's a pull.
There are 2 weapon combinations or classes that top them all.
God.
Both happen to be tanks. The first being Sword, Greatsword. It's simple. Sword gives you access to
this is the shit that happened to me in the arena.
the defense. Greatsword gives you access to big damage. The defenses
I couldn't kill the guy.
Make you insanely tanky, but you can also self-sustain via heals by Q blocking at the right times, plus a couple of possible heal ability options. Sword also provides ninja decent damage and fantastic control in the form of hooks and knockbacks, allowing you to not only set up huge plays for your team, but you're also one of the best peelers in the game.
That's
On top
insane.
of that, Greatsword will also give you even
That's
more
insane.
CC in the form of stuns and knockdowns.
That's why I was dying.
As well as burst damage,
That's
allowing you
insane.
to kill squishier DPS targets within just a few abilities as a tank. Greatsword is a weapon designed around less hits, but big home runs when you connect, and it synergizes perfectly with Sword. To add insult to injury, all of this can also be AoE, allowing you to CC and burst down even groups of people. Sword Wand, commonly referred to as Paladin, is the...
Why didn't he say what that one was called together? Also, that I kind of want to play that now. That looks like the most fun melee.
The ultimate survival tank that will feel pretty much impossible to kill. Along with all the defensives the sword provides, Juan allows it to not only
like a paladin
heal himself, but also provide his party with support buffs. This tank can also be built to set up big AoE curse bombs, and with the right gear can have insane one-shot burst potential on top of the insane self-sustain and support it comes with. This, currently, all things considered, is arguably the most powerful overall class in the game. Don't expect to be able to constantly burst targets down non-stop, but you do have some sustained DPS with the occasional big nuke in reserve should you build for it. If you want to play a class where everyone will just run away from you unless they're with multiple people, this is it. There are really only two top choices when it comes to the best overall close.
Paladin looks very sick. I think it's really cool the way you can like make all the different classes with the different setups. I thought all this would be silly and it ended up being kind of cool. Just saying. Just saying. Throne and Liberty is surprisingly good.
Range classes. First,
yes.
Not in any particular order.
And you can save the day as a paladin.
My personal main class on KR, Greatsword Dagger. If you're looking for a close range assassin or roguelike gameplay, this is it. It's kind of similar to Dark Runner if you've ever played Arcage. The general gameplay style will have you engage from range or stealth in efforts to CC lock your target and unload a huge burst rotation, executing your target in just 1 or 2 damage abilities. It's all about setup burst damage with Greatsword Dagger. Nearly all of your damage will come from just 2 abilities. This class can ramp up quite a bit at the end game with the right weapons. You'll go from a single target executor to being able to set up bombs and nuke groups of people for your party or yourself under the right circumstances. You will be the worst nightmare Grim Reaper for any DPS that is not running melee evasion or collision resistance.
Oh my god, I'm glad I'm running melee evasion. And what the fuck is this game? That guy just... I gotta see that again, boys.
You'll go from a single target executor to being able to set up bombs and nuke groups of people for your party or yourself under the right circumstances. You will be the worst nightmare Grim Reaper for any DPS that is not running melee evasion or collision resistance. Generally speaking, though, this is a class that really shines the smaller the scale and loses a lot of its impact the larger the fight. Crossbow Dagger is the other top DPS choice on the list and is also one of the most popular classes in the game. This class combination has always hung out at the top of the rankings across various forms of content, but be aware that this class also requires the highest APM and I would say is the hardest class to play in the game. In the early game, Crossbow Dagger, much like Greatsword Dagger, has big nuke potential, with the only difference being that Crossbow doesn't need CC to set up the damage and has much higher overall DPS, meaning they have more damage uptime and pressure on their targets. Think smaller hit.
This is Witch Hunter.
This class combination has
literally fucking Witch Hunter.
Rankings across
what game was Witch Hunter from?
But be aware that this class also requires the highest APM, and I would say is the hardest class to play in the game.
Look how fast he is.
In the early game, Crossbow Dagger, much like Greatsword Dagger, has big nuke potential, with the only difference being that Crossbow doesn't need CC to set up the damage and has much higher overall DPS, meaning they have more damage uptime and pressure on their targets. Think smaller hits, but a lot more hits, almost non-stop hits. At endgame, Expo Dagger changes a bit and becomes less bursty, but does continue to sustain high DPS.
Those are the people that literally melt me down, and all I see is so many numbers on my screen, and I'm like, right, that's what that is. That's Crossbow Dagger. Also, I hate them.
In fact, they have the highest damage per second in the game across everything.
I noticed.
Expo Daggers also scale incredibly well with evasion and become the most elusive DPS in the game, being able to sustain really high amounts of evasion. They almost feel like a rat that's difficult to lock down, and they just keep pressuring you with non-stop damage.
Oh my god, it's Awakened Megu, boys.
Bow Staff is a top option if large-scale PvP is your thing. It's pretty simple. Both weapons
What did he just say? Bow staff is where you want to be if you're a large scale PvP guy? Okay, let's go back into this. I like his take. Kanon's 100% correct. I would know as I'm a bow staff guy. But let's find out why. Let's find out why.
Staff is a top option if large scale
Go on.
PvP is your thing. It's pretty simple. Both weapons offer big potential damage, and rather than taking a dagger to buff a single one, you trade the buff for the burst from both. Bow staff is a full offense only class that will have you burn down targets from range.
Oh, that's bow staff. I'm dumb. I'm one staff. Never mind. Don't mind me. Also, I'm sure I'm in here somewhere, right? So bow staff, I thought it was the straight healer. So bow staff, you can be bursty.
This is a class that really shines in large scale, not only because of the damage in range, but also the AoE potential. Downside to this, though, is that it lacks in the defensive department and must be with a group to be fully utilized. Bow Dagger will be the class you always see at the top of the kill rankings simply because it's extremely good at finishing targets. This range damage dealer stacks all of its damage in its bow abilities and is not really stationary when dealing its damage.
So you're telling me all the rangers are gonna be stealing all my freaking kills in this game too? That's what you're telling me? I've come over to TNL from BDO just to realize. Good job, brother. You still got the ranger another kill. Let's go. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much, Drops. I appreciate the fam.
Dagger provides a kit with a lot of utility and defensives on top of the damage and crit synergy it comes with. Bows have high DPS uptime in PvP and will not only be bursting targets from long range behind the safety of your line or structures, but also providing huge AoE CCs for counter pushes, as well as massive potential coordinated AoE bursts. Staff Dagger is another top DPS choice that deals its damage at range. Originally, Staff
Dagger seems so weird to me. It's like a rogue caster. Holy shit. I'm not sure. It's not a story quest for that for the dungeon though. You need to check that. You probably just have to get higher level nicks.
Was very much a caster, but now after the skill rework, you can expect to cast almost every single one of your abilities on the go instantly. Staff Dagger is a ranged magic damage dealer that has access to big single target bursts and AoE, while also having access to self buffs and utility built into the staff itself. On top of all of that, Dagger provides even more damage in survivability, making Staff Dagger a very powerful class that you could expect to see hang out at the top of the kill leaderboards. Post-skill rework, Wombo emerged as the top support class, outputting the
Wand Bow is the top support class.
highest amount of heals in the game. Traditionally, healers are squishy and are prone to assassins. In Throne, Wombo can be incredibly tanky to the point where they can be untouchable against melee executors and easily out-heal the damage from any DPS opponent. Multiple DPS opponents actually. Having a huge arsenal of cleanses, buffs, regen, hard heals, and even hard cooldown resets on your biggest abilities, Wombo is the support class.
Wait, no wonder people play that. It can reset your cooldown.
The title for the top support class for a long time.
Hey, it's finally me. I am finally in the video, boys. We made it. I'm not total garbage. I'm total garbage. Wait, that's it. I'm not. Fuck it. I
Despite
swear I'm
wand
not.
bow coming up post skill rework, wand staff still remains a top choice for supports. Rather than having maximum heal output, wand staff provides you with a bit more damage and
Yes.
additional utility, including a very valuable pull ability, allowing you to save your teammates.
Yeah, I should start using that, I guess.
If you're worried about healing output, that won't be a problem at all, considering staff synergizes quite well with wand, increasing its overall healing power. When it comes to PvE, sword greatsword.
Yeah, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. All you other people saying that I'm not a good healer, Kanon's video literally said Vessel is freaking awesome. I mean, he's no bow. He's no bow wand, but I mean, he's pretty cool, yeah.
Is hands down the top tank. Greatsword can deal a good chunk of damage, giving it the highest overall DPS for
Sword,
a tank.
greatsword, best tank.
Bigger value is Greatsword's access to Blood Devotion, a massive damage buff for your entire party, increasing everyone's base weapon damage by 50. This, along with the damage output, makes Sword Greatsword, no question, the best
Correct.
overall PvE tank in the game. While Sword Greatsword is at the top, Sword Wand is a close second. The biggest thing that Sword Wand...
Can they do sword wand in PvP? So sword wand, so chat. By the way, sword wand is one of the best in PvP, and it's like one of the best in PvPe. Sword and sword and great score is also good in large scale. Yeah, that was the first one he showed. It's absolutely amazing. He charges up everything in like one shot, everybody.
lacks is really not having
he
access
was
to Blood
tanky.
Devotion, but that is usually remedied by a possible Greatsword Dagger that would have access to one.
Dude,
When it comes to the majority of the day-to-day dungeons,
this looks
you'll
like
run
the
at
meta
endgame,
OP build.
Sword Wand allows you to not have
I hate to say it, I
find
said it.
another
Someone told me
healer,
not.
considering this class can both...
I said it, chat. Fuck, it's going into the YouTube React. Dude, this looks the like the meta. Is this why Kanon's guild is called Tanks and Liberty? Is everybody just sword and and nobody would die, bro. Oh my god. Dude, nobody would die. It's insane, bro. Oh my
tank
god.
and heal, allowing you to add an additional DPS to the party. Aside from this, Wand can also provide additional buffs for the entire party, and its ability to self-sustain goes without saying. Crossbow Dagger has been the king of DPS in PvE since the beginning of the game. There's really not much to say here other than the fact that it simply is on this list because it has the highest DPS. Expect lower cooldowns, high APM, and a lot of hits. These hits also synergize very well when paired with bow users that can offer the entire party massive cooldown reductions, speeding up the already fast experience. Crossbow Dagger has always been and is still the king of DPS, giving it a top spot in PvE.
This is the one thing that until I got my 540 melee evasion, I literally would die immediately to that. When you say, isn't it also meta? Yes, this is the highest damaging class in the game that kills you without even CCing you. This is your Awakened Megu. He gets like a back attack and you're dead. Like, I swear he didn't even knock me down. It's because he didn't, bud. It's because he didn't. You just got hit by 1,000 abilities and died at the same time.
Leading us to the next top choice.
That's what that spec does.
Bow. Party-wide cooldown reduction synergy has become meta, and because of it, bow is easily the most in-demand weapon in the endgame right now.
So basically, anything with the bow, everybody loves, and you put one in every party. Damn, that's good information for PvP, chat. Anyone who has a guild or who's trying to build a party, you want a healer and one guy with a bow in every party because he can give you cooldown reduction on everything. That is so OP. Holy shit.
Right now, pair the bow and its ability to mark targets via deadly marker, leading to party-wide cooldown reductions, with crossbow, the highest
mark targets? Is that like Misty? Check W?
DPS weapon in the game that also by design procs the cooldown reduction the most. and you have an S tier PvE weapon combination. What other weapon combinations juice damage aside from crossbow? That would be bow staff.
So bow staff is like do juice damage in large scale and juice damage in PvE. Seems like the play, yo. I'm not gonna lie to you.
After the skill rework, staff has really stepped it up with not only damage but also
Blaze it,
speed.
yo.
This class juices damage because it combines the hardest hitting abilities from both staff and bow, giving you an arsenal of hard hitting abilities. It's really
I'm not gonna lie, this one
crossbow,
seems interesting
that
to
would
me.
be bow staff.
Look
After
at
the
this.
skill rework, staff has really stepped it up with not only damage but
Oh
also
my
speed.
god, how many
This
numbers
class
is that?
Juices damage because it combines the hardest hitting abilities from both staff and bow, giving you an arsenal of hard hitting abilities. It's really that simple. On top of all this, bow again has access to deadly marker, so that's another class that can apply a marker, reducing the cooldowns for everyone in the party. When it comes to the healers, again, there's really not much to be said. In PvE, you need a healer. Wand bow is hands down the top choice, not only because of what it brings in the support department, but it also, again, has access to deadly marker, the mark that's applied to the boss, allowing the party to reduce its cooldowns significantly. Everything that was mentioned in the PvP section for this weapon applies even in PvE. This class will be able to offer the most amount of heals as
Wand
well
bow
as
is the
various
shy.
support buffs. And that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below.
Boys, let's let him finish. But this is the builds. This is just some of what you can expect, and I'm willing to bet everything is good at something. You know.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Yo, I gotta do my thing. It says a react. Appreciate y'all on Twitch hanging out. Yo, I am absolutely flabbergasted by how unique all the specs actually seem to be, even though they're just a weapon apart. I didn't expect I didn't expect there to be so much diversity in what they all do, and it's everybody has their own identity. It's kind of cool, and in video everybody's the same. This game is sick. I'm enjoying it. What class are you choosing? Drop it in the comments or in my chat right now. What class and level are you, and why did you choose that? Let's go. Thank you so much. Peace.